Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
I'm appalled at what you said on that pod thing. It's disgusting.
This is the After the Show podcast. It's where we get honest and real with yo ass. So sit back, relax, have a blast, cause it's time for the After the Show podcast.
Yes, it is. Happy Monday. Welcome to the KVJ After the Show Podcast. What's going on, everybody? Yeah. Another day here and on a Monday. Yeah.
Monday. It's almost over.
Sounds like somebody got a case of the Mondays.
I'm sleepy. I don't know about y'all.
A little groggy?
I went for it.
You had an action-packed weekend there in Isla Mirada.
I did. Or as we learned, it is pronounced, the original pronunciation, Isla Morada.
Ah, okay. Spanish. Mirada Island, basically.
White people say Isla Morada, but if you pronounce it as the early peoples did.
Kind of like Madonna's La Isla Bonita.
Exactly.
Yes.
Isla
Pretty
Morada.
Island. That's true.
I'd like to go down there. I haven't been down there in a while. I think the last time I went down to the Keys is with y'all for one of our show events.
And it's been forever. I know. I love it. I'd like to get down there. Just, I don't know why we don't.
I pulled up a picture. You know how Facebook does that time hop? So I pulled up my Facebook on Sunday morning, just scrolling through it, and it pulled up a picture of us at Hog's Breath Saloon. And I was like, that's so weird. It's Sunday. I'm in the Keys, and, 7 years ago on this same exact Sunday, we were at Hog's Breath.
No way.
The three of us, Twigs from the snack pack.
That's probably the last time I
intern
went.
Jeremy.
Yeah. Might have been last time I went too. Yeah,
7 years ago, it said.
I'd like to go back.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. Yeah, that is a fun little place. That's my ideal. I remember one time I was in there and just sitting at the bar at Hog's Breath, just like I like to do. And there's just a dude sitting next to me. Yeah, on one of those ridiculous visors, with the fake hair coming out of the top of it.
Yes.
Well, I started having a conversation with him, and his wife ran the Wide World of Sports in Orlando.
Wow.
And so that's why I just love sitting in a bar, because you never know who you're going to run. I never would have thought this guy would be anybody that I'd have a great conversation with, but he was breaking down the finances and how much money they make. And it's just because my wife and I had always thought that every time we took my daughter there for a softball tournament, I knew how much we paid to get in, concessions. And I'm like, and we were just adding it up. Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. I'm like, it has to be in the millions of dollars they're making today alone, just with all that. And he was like, it's crazy. I was like, gosh, what a great thing they got going on. And they're talking about reviving the NBA season there. And so, but that just happens when that's why my dream is I'm just going to have a chill little lazy bar somewhere in the Keys, just go in every day and just have conversations with people and a couple drinks here and there. And that'd be ideal. I'd love that.
Connections are crazy. Remember the chick that gave us all that toilet paper that we gave out to all of our listeners?
Yeah.
Back when toilet paper was first scarce and before they even put us in phase one when we were just giving it out. So that chick's roommate has a boat down in Key Largo.
Okay.
And that guy was like, yeah, let me take you out on the boat. And so we went out on his boat on Saturday night for a sunset cruise.
That's amazing. Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is so peaceful and beautiful.
Isn't it? It is amazing. It's just so quiet. It just, and especially now with everything, you're just like, I just want to get away. What a great place. I was thinking they had to love part of I mean, I know they need the money for the tourism, but part of it's like, wow, the Keys are quiet. We just got all this beauty to ourselves.
Yeah, I just want to go out and have a moment with a manatee or something. Just go out jet skiing and then see a little manatee pop his head up, give you a wink, kind of nod, like, I get it, buddy. Just kind of just go back down and swim.
Where is this cartoon manatee that you can have moments with?
Don't you wish you
the
could
winking
have
manatee?
The winking, I get you manatee.
Like, I get it, buddy.
Yeah. I don't think we've had manatees yet in Denny's or Animal.
That's a great question.
Do they make noise?
They do.
What do they say?
I don't want to step on Denny's. That's his turf. I do a great manatee, but I would never do it because that's his gig.
Do manatees fart?
Yes.
You eat all that greens and tell me.
Yeah, I was wondering. So, do they have bad gas, and do manatee farts stink? Does
That
anybody know?
Manatees do fart, but I don't know if they stink. I'd
Okay.
imagine they do.
Yeah, I'd like to know. Has anyone ever gotten nose up on a manatee when they pass gas? Have you ever gotten a good whiff of a manatee fart? What are they like?
I'm such a fanatee. I love them. They're such beautiful creatures.
These are good questions.
Perfect beast.
Yeah, we handle a lot of the deep wildlife stuff that maybe, Jack Hanna doesn't pick up and talk about.
He doesn't do fart segments.
No. Maybe something we could add to it. Animal farts. Got this email from Erica in Plantation. She said, I had to share something hilarious I discovered. My 6-month-old golden retriever puppy might be the best contestant on Denny's or Animal. I was listening to your show, and my pup was laying next to me, and I noticed she had a clear reaction. She would sit up and turn her head and look around for every true animal sound, but would ignore Denny's fake animal sounds. I went back and found clips from previous weeks to test her, and she got it right each time. I think we have a worthy opponent here. She can't be fooled.
That is awesome.
Huh.
She went back and did the research.
Yeah.
I love it.
Good for her. And to let you know, we just updated our website, kvjshow.com, over the weekend. And I'd like to get people's reactions, go on there, as to what you might be looking for and how easy it was for you to find it. If you go right now, I just went right to it. We have our segments on there that you can check out by name. So if you wanted to see Denny's or Animal, it's super easy now. You go there and you can see Denny's or Animal, No Name Movie Game, Denny's Joke Jury, Facebook Fishing, World Record Wednesday, Think Fast, a Mystery Box, Sudden Death. Those are all right there. You click on it, and then it takes you to each individial segment.
No dirt of the day? What if you want to hear a great segment, like a great dirt Virginia did 2 years ago?
We might be doing that. We might add to it. I don't think it's all the way there, but it's kind of organized that way. So I want to figure out if there's something saying, oh, I couldn't find that, or I'd like to know that. Like we may put up just segments from today's show, and then of course we'd have Dirt Showcase there.
And dirt's only good if it's hot and fresh.
I don't know. There's some stories where you were real in the pocket. I wouldn't mind hearing them again.
Or the commentary of it.
That 2017 Ashton Kutcher story you had on point.
So check that out. Go to kvjshow.com and email us any comments that you might have about it. Things that maybe we don't have on there that you'd be like, that'd be helpful if you guys did this. So I'd love to hear what you got to say. One of the bars right up there at the top on the menu, we got the South Florida United. They have that there. It'll probably just be there temporarily. But if you want to see the show that I did on Friday on Facebook, if you're having a hard time finding it, both episodes are there. 1 click. So, and there were a lot of people that sent me stuff that contributed to that in the conversation that we had. Thanks to Michael. He's the one who sent me the email about checking out Just Mercy. It is the movie that has got Michael B. Jordan, Jamie Foxx, and Brie Larson I talked about earlier. It is about racism in Alabama's justice system, especially death row. And I got it for free. I didn't have to pay anything for it.
Nice.
They did it free to me, so you should be able to go on there. A lot of stuff right now that has to do with that is free. Angie C. sent a lot of recommendations, like 13th on Netflix that I've talked about. Also some audio podcasts, like The Talk, apparently is one with Sam Sanders. And she gave me one, Rethinking American Policing from Fresh Air. I know, Virginia, you like all that kind of stuff. That is Terry Gross, who does great stuff.
Okay.
That she does. I think that's Fresh Air as WHYY. I think that's public radio. Don't you listen to a lot of public radio stuff?
I do. I like NPR. I like the stories. I like All Things Considered. I don't really care for all the political stuff. They do a lot of political stuff, so I don't really get into all of that. But I love stories, particularly a show called This American Life.
Okay, yeah.
There's also a game show called Wait, Don't Tell Me. That's fun, too. Yeah, Ira Glass does This American Life.
Okay.
It's very good.
Angie said, please, please, please keep listening and learning as you are doing. This will not be a quick fix, and no one can understand and learn overnight. The same way a physician needs 8+ years of education to learn to heal the body, everybody committed to healing racial injustice will need years of study as well. It is a very complex. That is the one thing I can tell you. The more that I read on it, the more I'm like, oh my goodness, there are multiple layers. There's a lot of stuff that you got to dig into to do that. So we did that a little bit Not that we covered everything in 2 episodes, but we got through a lot with those. Let me see. We've got an email here, a suggestion. I heard you guys talking about Jerry West on the After the Show podcast. I know Kevin is into that sport nerdy history shit, and Jason somewhat is. You guys should look into his story and watch the documentary on ESPN called Basketball's Love Story. He spent many years being one, if not the best player in the league, but his ascendance to an actual championship took something like 7 straight finals losses. It's definitely way more fascinating than Jerry West Virginia or Virginia Madison. So there you go. Another suggestion.
Virginia, I'm sure you'll watch that.
Yeah, I'm open to anything.
You're a Jerry West fan.
Yes. Got Marissa here, sent an email about SunPass. She said, love your show. Been listening since I was a little kid. So I remember y'all were having problems with SunPass a while ago, and now I'm having the same problems. Apparently, starting June 1st, they enforce that you have to have a transponder in your car as they are no longer reading tags.
What?
Cool, great, fine. But they did not inform me, at least my family, about this. So fast forward to my mother checking her bank account, and she's being charged ridiculous amounts. Mind you, she's a nurse, and I've been working down south at a doctor's office through this pandemic. She calls them to ask them what's going on, and she finds out about the transponder stuff. She tells them, well, nobody told me about this. Is there any way that I can have some money refunded? Of course, they said no. So she tells them, well, I'm a nurse. I've been working nonstop during this whole pandemic and riots, and now you guys want to take money? To which somebody says in the background, well, that's the charge. I'm writing to you guys so that we can get this out to say, fuck SunPass. They were very rude to her on the phone and treated her like she was a bother instead of trying to help. There's a lot more to this, but it's a lot to write. Love you all. Thanks for making me laugh and smile during these crazy times.
I think you know my thoughts on the Florida Turnpike. I've been talking badly about them forever.
Yeah.
Biggest scam out there.
And try going to the Keys without using them, though.
And the fact that they're robbing you doesn't shock me. And the fact that they don't give a shit that they're robbing you doesn't shock me.
And you can't do toll by plate anymore. So what? Now they're going to fine you if you don't have a transponder?
And I didn't get that memo either.
Why would they even set up toll by plate only to take it away?
How the hell would people even know that? See, this is what I'm talking about with the Turnpike.
That is really kind of annoying. I just don't think people like entrapment, and that's one of the issues that really does come into play right now is some of the fines that we have on people who just really don't have it. And it really is annoying. And you feel like you are purposely tricking me, and you've created a shifty system where things are always changing. And if I'm not completely up on everything that's going on, look, I got a busy life. Like she said, I'm a nurse during a pandemic, and we've got all the other issues going on in our society. So I'm not thinking SunPass and the Turnpike right now, and then all of a sudden you're accumulating charges. I wasn't given good warning and notice about this, and now it's my fault, and I've got to pay this money that I don't have?
Just because you've stopped doing toll by plate, I mean, that used to be way easier than having to have the transponder.
I always thought they were crooked AF. Always.
Well, that's where we have this divide that is going on with our government and the people who live in the country, where you're dealing with this kind of stuff, where you're just like, this ain't cool. You know, I mean, come on. Like, I really feel like you tried to trick me into having to pay money. And nobody likes that. It's not right.
No, it's certainly not right. But is SunPass controlled by the government, or is that controlled by private enterprise?
I believe it's state government, right?
It's controlled by some fat cat with a yacht and one of those fancy martinis.
Garfield?
Yes. It loves lasagna.
Hates Mondays.
Yeah. Not a big fan of today. Yeah, so that a lot of people agree with you on that. And yeah, they need to start these government agencies that just, in a sense, you feel like they prey on regular people and they fine you ungodless amounts of money.
Yeah, I mean, if they're fining her and then they're going to fine me because I thought it was still toll by plate and I was on that stupid Turnpike yesterday thinking, oh, they'll just send me a toll by plate thing. No, now I'm going to get extra fees and tacked on expenses. Like, how many of us are there that are going to get a new bill that we weren't expecting for June?
Modern day pimps, I tell you.
And then times that by, if they charge me an extra $10 and her an extra $10, times thousands and thousands of people, well, who's getting that money?
Turnpike don't want to mess. This might be the worst thing they've ever done. They don't want to step in this.
Got to drop out that battle rap again.
Yeah, we can't do the original battle rap because I put my old address in it, and I don't think they'd be happy if I put that over the air because I don't live there no more.
The people that bought your house are like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Our address is in a song? Why?
Kelly in the Facebook chat room, she said that that's not the case. The attendants were not at the toll booths when the pandemic started. They were not deemed essential, so the signs were to go through without stopping. On June 1st, they came back to the toll booths that had them before. The ones that are toll by plate are still toll by plate. So then how would you explain these charges that her mom has been hit with?
Sounds like someone works for the Turnpike.
Well, and it sounds like they were trying to get answers, and they're like, okay, well, you are asking for all this money, so why would we have to pay? If it did not change and it's still the same, then I'm sure they're probably not just concocting this story that they are being charged.
And Turnpike, let's be honest, it's not that great. Can I get an amen on that?
Amen.
It's not that great. I'm so against the Turnpike.
They kind of got you, though, because if you want to travel expediently out west, north and south, there's not a lot of options.
If you want to go to Lake City.
If you want to go to Orlando. If you want to go to the Keys.
Yeah.
You have to use it, and it just sucks.
Yeah, because if you've ever, not going that way, and they have one of those fast thoroughfares that get you over to the Turnpike, if you try to, I've done that before. We've been way out west. And we try to just take one of those, main roads all the way back to I-95 and take out. It takes forever. You're hitting lights and just, it adds a lot of time. So it is kind of a pain in the ass.
There's some murderous feels out there on the Turnpike area too, where there's nothing but these weird looking barns and just woods as far as the eye can see. I always drive by there and go, I wonder if there's any dead bodies out there.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Definitely, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's bodies out there that's probably never been discovered.
Yeah, the bodies of all the people that talk shit about the Turnpike.
That's where they take them.
That's where they bury you.
Bring it
Turnpike
on.
graveyard.
Bring it on. I want the fight.
We're going to be out there next week.
I want it.
Uh-huh. Well, this is a lesson for spontaneity. They asked 2,000 Americans just about how spontaneous they were. And they said that people consider themselves to be spontaneous are 40% more likely to see themselves as a happy person. This kind of goes on the whole thing that sometimes we just become too rigid. That's why we were flipping the coin last week, just because sometimes you overthink everything and you try to plan life. And people who realize that you cannot plan out life does not care about your plans, because I think you're devastated when you've got everything perfectly planned and it goes wrong. You fall apart. It's kind of like these bridezillas. It's like, why are you getting married? How are you having any fun? You got all these strict, rigid plans about everything has to be perfect, and when it's not exactly to the T, then you lose your mind. What fun is that? Just go with it and say, whatever kind of wedding we have, we'll try our best, and whatever we get, we get.
It's okay to break the routine every now and then.
Yeah, that's just kind of it.
Leaf in the wind, bruh.
Yeah.
What is that? Virginia always talking about this leaf in the wind. Kev, this is so deep. Listen to this deep thought from Virginia.
I want deepness.
Sometimes the wind blows from the north. Sometimes it blows from the south.
Mm-hmm.
If you just become a leaf in the wind, you let it blow you, and you don't get all upset.
Blow me.
Anytime
Blow me.
Anytime Virginia,
Why don't you blow me?
when she says that in the studio before a show or something, like, I'm just a leaf in the wind, bird, I know she's on the verge of a nervous breakdown.
I say that to him a lot.
So it means she's lying. She's anything but a leaf in the wind.
She's trying to force herself. She's like tricking herself that
Forced positivity.
Everything's okay. Forced positivity is funny because everyone else can see the person breaking down, but the person.
I think we all do that.
Oh,
we all
yeah.
have our little thing that we...
People do it on social media with their like their own thoughts of the day, but they do 75 inspirational thoughts that they post on their social media in the course of 4 hours. That is proof that you're going through something.
I have something that I did. I never even really realized that I did it. But, every now and then when things are, going on, or I'm just like, oh, man, like it's just not working out for me. Like maybe I'm running late, or I'm just like, I got to get this, or this is just tough. I say like a quick little prayer. I'm just like, help me. It's like, like me talking to God. And I did it the other day. My wife heard me. She's like, what? Which you sound completely crazy. I'm like, when something's going on, I'm like, I'm trying to get ready. I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, help me. She's like, did you just say help me?
Yes, it's called a SOS.
She's like, you going through something? I'm like, yes, I am.
Aren't we all?
But I realize I do that all the time. And I'm like, I probably am doing it. And people, because it's just a quick little thing. I'm like, oh, help me, Lord, and I think that's where it starts. Help me, Lord, But I cut it down to help me, and I'm like, I gotta watch myself because now I say it more and more, and I think I'm saying it louder and louder, and people go, "Did you just say help me?" I
would not judge you.
Yeah, I talk to myself a lot. I mean, I constantly talk to myself, even in public.
My kids always catch me doing it, and they're like, "Are you talking to us?" I'm like, "Oh no, it's just repeating a to-do list in my head."
You gotta watch getting too comfortable with it, because I'm getting too comfortable with it, and I'm talking out loud more and more loud, and I'm not paying attention to who's around me. And you say stuff, and people are like, "Wait, what?"
I think all of us are starting to be more crazy, and that's just talking to yourself is a part of it.
Sometimes I have to work out options and decisions in my head. If I'm at the grocery store, I will be looking at cereal, and if I'm not paying attention, I can talk out loud and really work through it.
Yeah, and people hear your internal monologue, which is usually not a good thing.
Yeah, you're right. Mm-hmm. It's scary in here.
Yeah.
It's scary out there.
Yeah, scary everywhere. They say that on average, Americans make 18 spontaneous decisions per day, like trying out a new place for lunch or taking a different road home from work. So we might be more spontaneous than you think. Only 1 in 6 of the 2,000 described themselves as not spontaneous.
Yeah, there's this road right by where we live at. You can go left or right, and one is a little bit longer than the other way, but it does get you to the same area. And I always wonder, if I go right instead of left right now, just by doing that one little thing, does that change the course of my life at all?
Great question.
Well, it depends on what you might run into, but I do know exactly what you're talking about. Left is a little bit quicker.
Yeah, but I mean,
still we always go right.
But you may not even know the ripple effect it has. That might have changed everything even up to a year from now. I don't know. What if, going left, I catch a different light, and that leads to something. You see what I'm saying?
Sure.
So is that sliding
you can see something that you weren't supposed to see if you went the other way.
A dog runs by me, and the dog jumps into my car, and I have a new dog. Just anything like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, in any story that you hear where, somebody runs into one of those conclusive kind of days, you could look at anything they did and said, hey, good or bad, lined up to you getting to this end result.
And it just makes you wonder, is any decision too small in the grand scheme of things? Huh.
That's just why you got to be the leaf in the wind, Jay Bird.
Yeah, bruh.
Get that leaf in the wind and you smoke it.
It's not a pot leaf.
Listen, this got a text from an FHP dispatcher.
Uh-oh. What did we do?
They work on the turnpike. They said it's a constant battle with SunPass. Not only do they charge me daily, they frequently accidentally remove my tag number from my transponder account, then charge me triple.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
These bastards.
That is ridiculous, man.
That annoys you. And you're just like, okay, you're hassling. First of all, you're way overcharging me. And now this is now my problem. This is my hassle.
Now I'm on the phone.
This is my time.
And now I have to call and I'm upset. And it's like, okay, that right there is a crime. That you don't have it together on your end and you're overcharging me. They never make a mistake where they accidentally credit you money. No, all these mistakes that we're hearing about are them overcharging you.
Well, that's what's annoying because a lot of these government agencies, they don't have to worry about customer service and don't care. And it's clear and obvious. And you notice they are the hardest people to ever get a hold of or to ever get like a quick line or just anything to ever you don't have good customer experiences whenever you're dealing with a majority of these agencies.
And their shirts are shitty.
Man. Danielle said, I've got a transponder that hardly ever works. I still get paper invoices with charges for not paying tolls. I switched from SunPass to ePass, and they're better, but I still have times that the transponder that wants a sticker on the windshield. I don't use the turnpike often.
And that transponder is like $20. So I've got to buy something that costs $20 just to load it up with more money so I can drive on your road. Okay, this seems fair.
Do you want to speak that truth and get in the booth?
No, I don't have time.
I just want to vent right now. It's a lot easier.
Yes, this is so much easier.
Yeah.
Can you drop a beat real quick?
I can. Well, but you won't rap that. I'll drop the beat and then you won't do anything.
You'll drop the beat, I'll start laughing.
59% of respondents say that they've made a major life-altering decision spontaneously. That's almost 60%. Would you say you have made a spontaneous life decision? And if so, what would it be?
Yes, I did. It
Okay.
was my freshman year in college.
Okay, what'd you do?
I went to Chipola Junior College I didn't even realize what was going on up there, and I just went on there on a gut feeling. And my dad did all the research and said, I've got a school up here that they're looking for baseball players. I went up there to walk on, and just like that, I went up there without really even thinking about it on my gut.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Did it turn out good for you?
I wouldn't change it I got a lot. I grew a lot in a year. I didn't play much, but I did grow a lot. I would not have changed it for anything.
Okay.
I met some really great people up there.
Okay. How about you, Virginia? Have you ever done one? What would you say your most spontaneous life decision?
Oh, I don't know. I don't do that very often. I tend to mill life decisions.
Okay.
I mean, heads or tails, our magic quarter that decided whether or not I was going to the Keys.
And how did it work, right?
It worked out great.
And do you feel good about your decision?
Completely 100%. I'm so happy we went to the Keys.
There you go.
So the next time I have any kind of decision, we're bringing out that quarter.
We're going to bring it out tomorrow.
Saved it. I've got the magic quarter. It's not going anywhere.
Okay, I got some things I'd like to maybe ask the quarter.
Yeah, have people email us, mail at kvjshow.com if you got something that you want. Put your phone number on there. Maybe we can get you on the radio.
But the only way the quarter works is if you actually follow through with
and then
Right.
report back in
If
a
you're
week.
giving it to the quarter, you really have to give it to the quarter.
Yeah, hopefully you hear back from the other people we flipped the quarter on. There are all kinds of decisions from breakups to jobs and everything else that we had last week.
I got some stuff.
Yeah.
Heavy?
Tune in tomorrow.
My most spontaneous life decision was I had a job opportunity in California, and I was just coming out of living in New York, and the guy's like, hey, it's between you and another dude. And he said, you just have to be out here in like, I don't know, a week. And I'm like, cool. So I loaded up my car and I drove all the way from New York to California, and I had everything I owned in the car, and I went in. I'm like, I cannot lose to this guy. Like, I have to be the best. And so I went in there and got the job.
Nice.
And I already have my stuff there. If I would have not have gotten that job, I don't know what would have happened to me. I don't even know if I had gas money to get home.
You had no other option, so you made it happen.
No, sometimes I'm a big fan of, like I told you, it's like when you get to shore, you got to burn the ships, because it's like, there's just no turning back. And then the resolve is like, okay, you focus in a different way than ever before, because you're like, I do not have a plan B.
That trip led you to me and Virginia.
It did. Yeah, that decision led to where I am today. Because if that, would not have worked, or if I wouldn't have made it, I don't know that I necessarily would have stayed in radio. I have no idea where I would have gone.
Damn.
It's crazy to think about.
Yeah, or definitely someplace else. I might not have left New York.
Talking about decisions, what road you'd go down, it all ties in.
Spontaneous, just like that. You're right. It was all connected. Like a spider web. They say 56% of people have gone on a spontaneous trip or vacation within the past 5 years. See, and that's what you did, Virginia, and that's what's fun. I think vacations are the best. And I've always wanted to do this either in my personal life or as a radio promotion. I've even brought this up recently where you just have somebody, and we got to get through a pandemic and all that, but you just show up to the airport, and however we do it, we flip a coin or we spin a wheel, and there are flights leaving, and you don't know anything, and you just get on a plane. You don't even know what town you're going to.
Oh, pre-corona, I would have done that at the drop of a hat.
That's when you take.
That's fun.
You take
Yeah.
the dart and you throw the dart at the map, and where it lands, that's where you go.
Yeah, I want to kind of just do that, give away weekend excursions where we would, on Friday, we would just meet somebody at the airport. Your bags are packed. You've got maybe 10 options. You'll wind up in a city, and I don't know what to do in that city. You could go to Omaha, and then you just got to figure it out. Be like, okay, let's crush Omaha as well as we can.
I did that with an ex-girlfriend once. We were in the gas station and go, out of the blue, you want to go to Disney World? Yeah, let's go. We just went right to Disney World and stayed in Orlando for 2 days and didn't even pack anything, and it was fun until we had a fight. But it was fun.
Well, I'm sure the fight was spontaneous too.
It was.
Yeah. So if you think you need to shake it up a little bit, just, try to sprinkle in a little bit of spontaneity, and you can start with controlled spontaneity. So it's not the kind of decision that could wreck your life. It's not, I'm going to move to California from New York with, no gas money to get home, but it could be, let's take a spontaneous trip. Let's do something a little bit different. Just be mindful to say and trust, this comes from a planned dude and a structured guy, that you got to still be like, hey, I just have to pick on the weekend, I'm like, there's no structure, it's loose.
I'm just going to go to my old childhood backyard and start digging and just see if I can find any of my old figures.
Do you own that house?
Better run that by the new owners.
Yeah, I know. Gosh, I'd love to I would love to go back there and dig.
Yeah, it's a weird charge.
Yeah, it is. You're right. It's weird. That would make the whacked out news.
Your house hunting, you could buy your old house.
I don't know if I want to. Yeah, I don't know.
Take it back to the lake park.
It's not for sale. The only good thing about going back to Lake Park is I really could legit run for mayor.
Just so you know, everything's for sale.
Everything's for sale.
Everything is for sale.
I don't know if I'd want to live in my old childhood house.
That would be wild and full circle.
I don't know if I'd like it. Not the one in Lake Park.
No.
Been a lot of prowlers, a lot of bad memories there. Yeah, fuck that.
Well, there you go. That's always a bad idea. Yeah. All right, thank y'all for being here on a Monday. Enjoy the rest of what you got going on, and we will talk to you later. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.